Screw the bells and whistles. We don't need them. This is Championship Rings. It is Tuesday. I am Unger to the Max. I'm here as always. However, my usual host, Brandon Lewis, is unavailable. But that doesn't mean we're just going to stop. The train is going to keep rolling on down the tracks. So we got a great guest host. He's been on the show a few times. You and me usually have great conversations. Jalen, welcome back in.
Guys, we have a lot to talk about. Lots of money was spent for a couple wide receiver for a wide receiver or two. It's March. Fill out your brackets. Free agent football. John Cena is a heel, and we got his first promo. And yeah, I'm loving it. I'm ready, Josh.
Okay. Remember how at the beginning of this I said screw the bells and whistles and all that?
Yeah.
You know what the Cincinnati Bengals said?
What do they say, my friend?
They said, screw the defense. We're just going to outscore you because they came to a 4-year, $161 million contract extension with Jamar Chase. And then they gave T. Higgins a 4-year, $115 million extension. So I think every Bengals game this season is going to end like 97-94 because the Bengals are not going to have a defense to stop anybody. But I don't know if the opposing defenses are going to be able to stop what the Bengals are doing. So, like I said, I think almost every game this season is going to be 97-94. Am I over exaggerating it? Yes. Do I give a shit? No.
Listen, I found out about the news. I was watching television and I get a text from Mr. Unger. And earlier in the week, he had asked me to do the show. And I undoubtedly, 1,000%, anytime I can speak to you beautiful people and speak to Mr. Unger or Brandon Lewis, I'm jumping on the opportunity. And the text thread just says, I think we found our topic. And I click on the tweet and I'm reading the tweet, with my dyslexia, I'm reading the tweet. And I've to wipe my eyes a couple of times. I've wiped my eyes. Nah, that ain't right. Nah. I called my buddy, called Noah, said, yo, you see this Jamar Chase contract? He goes, nah. I sent him the screenshot of the tweet. He goes, holy bleep. I'm not gonna say it because family friendly. I was like, yeah, that's a lot of money, man. That is a lot of money. That is a stupid amount of money for a short amount of time. Keep in mind, only for 4 years is a stupid amount of money.
Yeah. It really is. And you look at it, and the defense for the Bengals has to be like, what about us? Like, no wonder Trey Hendrickson is probably on his way out. I couldn't tell you who's on their defense right now.
Gas station attendants and plumbers, my friend.
Yeah. The defense for the Bengals might have to do some plumbing because holy crap. No pun intended there, but like, what do the Bengals think they're just going to outscore everybody?
There's one team they can outscore and they'll do nothing about it, and that is the Cleveland Browns. But that's for another topic of discussion. But that is so stupid to me. Okay. Not saying Jamar Chase doesn't deserve the money.
Oh, he easily does. He's
yeah.
I'd put him top five in terms of wide receivers in the NFL right now. I'd put him top 5.
But here's my thing. Now, what does top 10 money look like? If top 5 is 161 million, what is top 3? What is number 1? What is Justin Jefferson? What is
Yeah, I
like
totally get it.
what is 161 is that's not a normal number. That's not something you read and you're like, "Oh yeah, like when you read NBA contract, it's like LeBron James, like $1.5 million or in incentives and like 70 million up top or whatever. You're like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, okay.
yeah. I will
So
say suddenly the Justin Jefferson contract extension that he got doesn't look that bad because I'm reading this. The Vikings signed him to a 4-year, $140 million contract extension that includes $110 million guaranteed. That's not that bad compared to what the Bengals just gave Jamar Chase, especially. But hey, T. Higgins getting $115 million for 4 years is we can't just disregard that part. Like, I don't think
no,
Jamar Chase is as effective if T. Higgins is not there, and vice versa. If Jamar Chase wasn't there, I don't think T. Higgins is as effective.
and while we're on this topic, Pittsburgh, I think you really overpaid DK Metcalf, but that's my thought on that too. DK's getting paid, Jamar's getting paid, T. Higgins getting paid. Cooper Cup got paid, didn't he?
With the
He got
Seattle Seahawks, yeah.
he got paid by your boys over there in Seattle.
Yeah, I just don't know who's going to be throwing him the ball because
Yeah, I was gonna text you, and I know how much you love Gino, so I held off because I know how much that sucks when like a beloved player. Even I love Gino, and I know how much it sucks to see him not be under center.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Sam Darnold does with Seattle. But yeah, Cooper Cup, um, he signed a 3-year, $45 million deal. And the dude is a former Triple Crown winner, Super Bowl champion, and Super Bowl MVP. And yet he didn't get anywhere near what Justin Jefferson did, what T. Higgins did, let alone Jamar Chase. But Brandon and I have been going back and forth on this. I'll let you respond in 1 second, Jalen.
All right.
And I understand the importance of the quarterback. I get why it's like you have to get the quarterback position right. I mean, look at what the Chiefs have done with Patrick Mahomes. I get it. But you look at, for example, the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, Jalen Hurts has been great. This is not a shot at Jalen Hurts by any shot or by any means.
Yes, it is, Brandon. If you're listening, absolutely it is.
But what I was going to say is, I don't know if Jalen Hurts is as effective as he is if he doesn't have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Saquon Barkley around him. Sometimes, so my overall point is sometimes it's the weapons that make the quarterback, not the quarterback that makes the weapons.
Oh, I agree. Oh, I agree. You think guys like let me think. You think Jimmy Garoppolo would have been as consistent as he was in Sanford? Oh, Brandon's boy. Let me do it. Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy. You think Brock Purdy would be as effective without Debo and CMC and guys? Even though CMC ain't a receiver, but you know what I mean. Like you could put him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Debo's in Washington now. That's going to be fun.
That's crazy. That is going to be nuts. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I can't wait to watch that. Jaden Daniels, Debo, Terry McLaurin, some of their other wide receivers. Oh, they are going to be so fun to watch. I can't wait to watch that battle this season between the Commanders and Eagles. Give me both of those games in prime time,
Give me
please.
Monday Night Football, please. Please.
I
agree.
But Joe Burrow was amazing in college. Like that 2019 season with LSU was unbelievable.
Joe Burrow is nasty anywhere he goes. Let's start there, but go ahead.
Yeah. And I loved the way Joe Brady, his offensive coordinator at LSU, just said, "Oh, I can use that weapon. I can use that weapon. I can use that weapon. I can use that weapon." So they just went spread offense and just let Joe Burrow sling it around. But at least LSU actually had a decent defense to, stop people. I can't say that here with the Bengals. I really can't.
No, they have a plumber style defense. So
I
you
like
gotta.
that you agree with me on that one.
Of course I do. As my puppy sprints down the stairs, but of course I agree with you. This team is poverty on the defense side of the ball. It's blasphemy. All right. To quote, it's ridiculous that you think. What did Pop always say? Greg Popovich always used to say, "Defense wins championships." Well, apparently not in Cincinnati.
The defensive coordinator is like, what? It's not even Lou Anarumo in Cincinnati. I'm trying to remember who their defensive coordinator is now.
Bill from off the street.
Al Golden.
Yeah.
Yeah, Al Golden must be looking around like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like,
all right, guys, here's what we're going to do. Cover 0 every play so we get one-on-one coverage so we can just have quarterbacks score on us as fast as possible. So then we get our offense back out there.
Yay! Ready, break.
Cover 0, let them score. That's going to be their new cadence. Let them score.
Yes. Patrick Mahomes is going to be like, "Oh, you want to make this simple for me. Got it."
Cool. Appreciate it. Except for the Browns, because we can't do anything right. That's the only team that's going to – they're going to be the worst defense in the NFL.
Yeah, okay. I want to get your thoughts about this. Because this wasn't originally in the rundown, but I'm putting it in anyway.
This is our show now, Brandon. Our show. You hear me?
Yes.
Hashtag heel turn. If Cena's turning heel, so am I.
Hold on. Yeah, Myles Garrett goes back on his trade request and signed a contract for $40 million. Yeah, $40 million, I think it was. Let me double check on that, but
it's like $40 million plus incentives.
Yeah.
It's a crap ton of money.
Like, wait. I thought you requested a trade and you wanted to go to a contender. I thought he was, he averages $40 million a year and includes $123.5 million fully guaranteed.
Yes.
In guaranteed money. It's a 4-year extension. AFC North must love doing contract extensions for 4 years because that's what Myles Garrett got. That's what Jamar Chase got. That's what T. Higgins got. So Baltimore and Pittsburgh, you got to give one of your star players a 4-year contract extension.
Give George Pickett.
But anyway, so what did you think of this? Because, like I said, Myles Garrett, he requests a trade, is like, I want to go to a contender. I've loved my time in Cleveland. And then the Browns go, "Hey, you want $40 million a year?" And Myles Garrett just goes, What trade request? I don't remember a trade request.
Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Well, you know what this shows me, Josh? What we already know about this world and about the beautiful sports world and all around the world. Money talks.
Yeah.
So, listen, I was angry. I was livid. I was upset. How could you let a guy for 2.5 months almost trash our organization, say he can't win here, want out of here so bad, write a letter like Dan Gilbert did to LeBron James? Not as bad.
I still remember that letter. And in that letter he said, "We're gonna win a championship before the Miami Heat." I'm like, what? What?
Oh yeah, but I was so hurt. I loved every word of it. I was like, we absolutely are.
Oh boy. But anyway, continue.
Yeah. Wrote a letter, claimed to quote unquote love the city, but he just can't win here. But for $40 million you can win here, huh? For $40 million you can win? Really? And who's your quarterback, Miles? Did you hear Miles? He was like, I know who our quarterback's gonna be. Who's he gonna be, Miles? Because clearly,
hopefully not Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson.
Hopefully it's Shedeur Sanders. Okay, that's my take on that. But how can you say all this hurtful stuff and then expect to come back like nothing happened?
Yeah. Honestly, and I said this last week with Brandon, and I made a whole video about it. I think Myles Garrett, just by signing this contract extension, he just turned himself into the defensive version of Joe Thomas for the Cleveland Browns. And what I mean by that is, yes, Joe Thomas, once he retired, he got his jersey number retired. He's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But how many playoff appearances did Joe Thomas have during his time with the Cleveland Browns? Zero. He went through like at least 15 different starting quarterbacks. That might even be small compared to what the number actually is. He went through, God, I don't know, at least 10 different head coaches. Again, it could be more than 10. I've lost track at this point.
Well, quarterback got to be 20.
Yeah, got to be. And I'm saying with head coaches, it's got to be at least 10. I'm thinking
his last quarterback he went through was Baker Mayfield. And when did he get drafted?
Oh boy, like, was that 2003? Or
God,
it might have been 2006. Hold on.
This is why we have the internet, guys.
Joe Thomas was drafted 2007.
Okay. So like 10 to 15.
Yeah. And not just that, but also like think about all the different head coaches. Like he had Romeo Crennel, Eric Mangini, Mike Pettin, Rob Chudzinski.
Oh, gee.
Oh, God. And then just to name
Freddie Kitchens.
Yep. Just to name a few. But then you look at Myles Garrett. Yes, we've been to the playoffs twice. I get that. And really, we should have beaten the Chiefs in the divisional round. Don't get me started on that one. That was a targeting penalty all the way, and the touchback rule is stupid. But regardless, think about all the different quarterbacks he's had. Robert Griffin III. I believe Deshaun Kaiser.
Whoa. Not RG3. He wasn't drafted then.
Oh. Oh yeah.
RG3 was a while before Miles.
Oh yeah,
No,
you're right. You're right. You're right. I'm trying to think. What
Miles
quarterback?
got drafted in
20.
2017, I believe.
Okay. So
So
he's
like that would be like
only Baker.
Kaiser.
Wait,
And
no, not Deshaun Kaiser.
no,
Or
that would be. Let's
okay.
see. I
We
don't remember.
we draft that was the season where we went winless. Oh God.
Oh, is that when we drafted Miles?
No, because it was the 2017 season where we drafted him, but then we
Yeah.
went winless and got the number one pick, which resulted in us drafting Baker Mayfield.
Okay, so he really only had two quarterbacks. Two, like, you had Baker. Uh, um,
No, he did have Deshaun Kaiser.
did he?
Yes,
Yeah.
we've had, since Miles Garrett has been here, Deshaun Kaiser, Baker Mayfield,
Watson,
yeah, Deshaun Watson,
Flacco,
Flacco, PJ Walker,
and DTR.
yes. And in terms of head coaches, Freddie Kitchens, Greg Williams,
And Stefanski.
and Stefanski. Okay.
So compared to other players that have played here, that's not bad.
He might wait. No, I think Miles Garrett did have Hugh Jackson for one season. I think.
Because we fired Hugh, Baker's rookie year, I believe.
That was 2018, which would have been Miles Garrett's second year in the league.
So yeah, we fired Hugh, and then it was Greg Williams, and then they didn't give Greg Williams a job, which aggravated me.
Head coach of the Browns in 2017 was Hugh Jackson.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
It's all just a blur. Like, like Browns fans, I know you get it. It's like when you get really, really, really drunk for multiple days straight, but as a Browns fan, it's like doing it for years straight, and then you're like, oh wait, I thought all this tied together.
It's like that Simpsons meme where the old guy walks in, puts his hat down, and then just leaves again. And he keeps doing it over and over and over again. Or it's like that GIF where the guy just keeps walking into the pole over and over and over again.
Welcome to Cleveland, guys.
Yeah. Hey, at least we have the Cavs though, right?
Hey.
We'll get to the Cavs in 1 second. But who knows? We could be adding one of these two to the Browns list of quarterbacks. Although it sounds like one of them's going to go to the Steelers, one of them is going to go to the Giants. Although it sounds like Aaron Rodgers really wants to complete the Brett Favre arc by going to the Vikings. I don't know. What do you think the market is for these guys?
Well, I think if you're Minnesota, you really want to try to land Rodgers, right? Like, you can't just throw JJ in off of tearing his ACL, I believe, right? He tore his ACL.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Did he pop his Achilles like our boy Predator over here?
Oh God. Actually, he tore his meniscus.
All right, so you let Darnold go, which is dumb, really dumb move. Nice going, Minnesota. Stick to hockey. Then you're banking on this kid who just tore his meniscus. No, they're in the plate for something bigger, and it's Brett Favre Jr. I mean Aaron Rodgers.
I
Um,
mean,
to
if Aaron Rodgers goes to Minnesota, all he would have to do to complete the Brett Favre arc is get the Vikings to the NFC Championship game, throw an interception by throwing it in the middle of the field in the NFC Championship game, not make it to the Super Bowl, then go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and then commit a fraud or whatever it was with a college university.
You're on the right track, Rodgers. You're on the right track. Doing great, pal. Keep it up.
Totally.
But if I'm Minnesota, I do want Rodgers, okay? Because I can't expect JJ to go out there. Credit to JJ. I have all the respect for JJ in the world. He stomped on Ohio State. I shouldn't, though. I hate Michigan. I despise them, even though I root for the Lions, which people look at me backwards all the time. But, like, it's a completely different ball game over there. They've been bad for years. Michigan and Ohio State have been relatively decent for years, and we hate each other. Anyway.
You got Michigan won in 2024. Ohio State won in 2025. You got that.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Nobody can touch us. Big Ten football. That's where it's at. Anyways, respect to JJ. He stomped us, won a natty, and poor kid tore his meniscus. And you can't throw him into this offense. You can't. He didn't even get a rookie campaign. We don't even know what he's going to look like when he comes back. If he's able to, what if he's not able to drop back in the pocket as good as he used to be? What if he's a little gingerly moving? What if he's slow? What if there's so many questions? And you might be thinking, oh, Rodgers 40 years old. You want a 40-year-old quarterback? Yes. Despite what you say, he is still Aaron Rodgers. He can still throw the football. Granted, he won't pop his Achilles in 4.5 seconds, but he could still. It's still Aaron Rodgers,
right? Yeah. As for Russell Wilson, he had a meeting with the Browns, but it doesn't sound like that was legitimately serious. It sounds like he's either going to go to the Steelers or go to the Giants. It just depends on Aaron Rodgers. And it's funny that we're playing this Aaron Rodgers waiting game again, and yet it almost feels like nobody cares.
No.
We did this with is he going to go to the Jets or is he going to go to stay with Green Bay?
Is he going to retire? We don't care anymore, Rodgers. You're not cool anymore. Just tell us what you're doing.
Yeah. I care a little bit in terms of Russell Wilson because he's shown flashes that he still has that Seattle version in him. That's why I'm wondering why the Raiders aren't more in play for him. I know they just got Geno, and that's probably why. But so let me rephrase this. If the Raiders had not gotten Geno, I'm surprised that Russ wasn't on their radar. At least from what I heard, it doesn't sound like Russ was really in their plans, which, again, that surprises me because Pete Carroll is their head coach.
It surprises me that you're going to hear this and think, what are you talking about? Miami. It surprised me that Russ doesn't want to go to Miami. Why wouldn't you want to go to Miami? Nice weather, you're an older guy. Their starting quarterback right now is Zach, or it's still Tua, but it's Zach Wilson. Like, I mean, if I'm Miami, I'm giving them X amount of money, and I'm going to try to get them over here and they just lost Raheem Mostert. You see that?
Yeah, and it sounds like Tyreek Hill might not be back. I don't know what's going on with
Right,
that.
but if you could get him a legit quarterback, maybe you could do a little Myles Garrett on him. Well, here, take this money and
Yeah, oh God.
Stay.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a mess, dude.
it really is. Like,
It's like a reality show for men.
yeah,
It's like it's like girls will sit there and they'll listen to women argue about whatever, but then like there's like the men that'll like sit on Twitter for hours, and I'm one of them, and like my girlfriend be like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like refreshing Twitter every like 20 minutes, just like.
yes, yep. I
But like
told
I'm to her for watching The Bachelor, but like it's like the same thing. Like I can't even be mad because I'm doing it with sports. Like, but like it's a giant mess, and I love it, and I'm invested, and
yeah.
except for, but I'm invested.
I mean, if Russ goes back to the Steelers, I guess it could work with him and DK.
I don't think he's going back to Pittsburgh.
You think he goes to the Giants?
I don't know. Maybe he pulls one out of left field, comes here, but like it seems like Miles is very high on Watson, which is.
Oh, good God. I hope that's not true.
Oh, you haven't seen that?
No.
Oh boy. Well, when Russ was in that meeting, apparently Miles Garrett and Watson were in the facility together.
Oh, good Lord. No.
So, I think Miles wants Ford to be his quarterback.
Lord
I
have mercy.
I can't do it. I can't do another year of it. I can't.
No. I think we're going Shador at number 2. I really do.
I think so too. You know who else I want? That like I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for saying this, and there's no bias to it. Will Howard.
Ah,
I want Will Howard. I think he has the most accurate ball.
he's
Not
in
the
the draft this year, isn't he?
He is.
Okay.
So they're saying second round maybe, but I like him and I think he's gonna be something in the NFL. This could be me, like when who said it? Skip Bayless said Johnny Football is gonna be the biggest star in Cleveland above LeBron.
Oh God, Johnny Manziel. That's a great feather in your cap, Haslams. Oh
Oh
Lord.
yeah. Let me preface by saying this could be my Johnny Football take, but I think Will Howard will be the best QB out of that draft, and come back when it's true. When it's not, rip me apart or call me a genius.
But we'll switch gears now because we got basketball stuff to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, our 16-game winning streak came to an end on Sunday. I was at this game. We were 10.5-point favorites going into this thing against the Orlando Magic. Did I think we were going to win, go undefeated the rest of the season? No. I just hate that we lost right before this big road trip, which starts tonight in LA against the Clippers. And then we have a back-to-back tomorrow in Sacramento. It's a weird road trip. We do at the Clippers, up to Sacramento, down to Phoenix, at Utah, and then up to Portland.
It's here's my take on it, right? You're 50 something and 11. 54 and 11?
I think 56-11, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 56 and 11. You're 56 and 11. It's March. Okay, no one expected us to come out of the gates as hot as we did. And no one expected us to get hot like that again. We are a good basketball team. If you lose 3-4 more games, so be it. Right? Keep winning though. For every game you lose, go out on this road trip, win tonight, win in Sacramento, and then you could drop one to Portland if it came down to it. Just make sure to maintain that. And it's not like it's not. We didn't like play awful when we played Orlando. Nothing was falling. Sam Merrill couldn't hit a shot.
That was one of my concerns, though, and I kind of have this concern about the Boston Celtics too, even though they won the championship. I feel like both teams, more so the Celtics, are very three-pointer dependent. Which is you live by the three, you die by the three. I looked at one point during the game, we were 5 of 24 on three-pointers, and I'm just like, okay, it's not falling. Do something else. Go inside. Like, I know Paolo Banchero's in there, but you shouldn't be scared of the guy. Like, Wendell Carter Jr. is not intimidating. Like, you can go inside and do stuff.
Right. But without Mobley, because Mobley didn't play, I feel like Jared Allen ain't that guy offensively. He's very good defensively, and he's not that guy offensively. He'll give you what you need. He'll give you 15, 10, and 10. He'll give you exactly what you need, but it's all about, okay, no Mobley, so there goes your quote unquote athleticism in the paint. He's so athletic when he gets down there. He gets spin his body, and I feel like every time Jared Allen does that, just smacks off the front of the rim. Like I'm being for real, and I love you, J.A. And I'm not worried. I'm not. I've been blessed with great basketball since opening night played by this team, and everyone's like, oh, Orlando's tweeting us and posting a bunch of memes. Whatever. We got bigger things to worry about.
Yeah. And we could possibly see the Magic in the first round if they lose in the 7-8 game but then win against the winner of the 9-10 game. The play-in tournament gets confusing at times.
I don't want to see him again. I'll tell you that right now. Not because we went to 7 last year, but because I think we dust them in 4. And I think if this team is a team that you don't want to sit forever, because then we get a little cold.
Yeah.
You want to play in as much as possible.
True. But you don't want a first-round series unnecessarily going 7 when you possibly have to face Giannis and Dame in the second round.
I'm also not worried about that. I'm worried about nobody in the East except for Boston. Absolutely nobody. And in the West, if we make it there, hopefully we do, I want a LeBron Cavs finals. Please. Cinema. Absolute cinema. You know how much I hate LeBron James, Josh. You know. Do you know what that would do to my emotions? Do you know where I would be mentally if that happened? I would be in a very place. I don't even know what. It wouldn't be a happy place. It wouldn't be a sad place. It would just be a state of mind. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and there goes Josh. Josh has crashed. But now it's my show, okay? And here's what I'm saying. Give me a LeBron Cavs finals. And let's do numbers with the ratings. And let the Cavs win in 4. And let it be beautiful. It's not going to happen. But please, scripts. If there is a script, write it in right now. Josh is back, guys.
Yeah, sorry. My computer was having a bit of technical issues there. Stuff with the Wi-Fi, I don't know. Anyway, I feel like the NBA would love it if it was Lakers Cavs in the finals, LeBron going against his hometown team, Cavs trying to win a championship without him by beating him.
Wouldn't that be sweet?
Yeah. But I feel like the finals the NBA really wants is Celtics Lakers. Like that.
Yeah. I don't want that. I don't
No,
want that at all.
but
I don't even think Boston wants that.
honestly, it feels like Oklahoma City's coming out of the West. But
Oh, that would be fun. We would get the 2016 finals we were supposed to get.
yeah,
Cavs.
Cavs Thunder. By the way, I'm actually going to see the Oklahoma City Thunder next Thursday in Oklahoma City when they take on John Morant, Jaren Jackson, and the Memphis Grizzlies.
My man is hopping on a flight just to see SGA. This man is dedicated, okay?
Yes. Not just SGA, but SGA against John Morant. Yes, please. Thank you very much.
Yeah, sign me up every day of the week. Every day.
And that could be a second round playoff preview, honestly. It really could. But in terms of the Cavs, I really would not like to see the Bucks in the second round. I get it. Giannis has gotten injured in the playoffs the last couple years, but still, like,
it's still Giannis. Yeah. And you still got to play him for a minimum of 4 games.
right. And you got to go against Dame. Like, I don't know if I want that. But then again, the other option would be going against the Indiana Pacers, who went to the conference.
I don't want that. That is something I don't want.
So Detroit is still somewhat in play, but it seems like the 4-5 is going to be Milwaukee against Indiana. I don't know who I'd rather face in that. I really don't.
I would say Milwaukee because I think we'd win in to quote our boy Shannon Sharp, Cavs in 5.
Oh Lord. I'd be scared Giannis and the Bucks would find a way to push that series to 6 or 7. Honestly.
I don't know, man. Dame is he's not washed, but he ain't Dame. He's not Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
He's Damian, the almost retired, out of the league. It's retirement time. It ain't Dame time no more. It's time to hang it up, Dame. And
wow.
I looked at that 3-point contest and I was like, oh man, Dame. Like when I was a kid, man, like 10, 11, like growing up watching, oh man, Dame's up. He's going to go for 30s. Clank, 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 clank.
Yeah.
Who are you, man? You ain't. And then that just looks bad at me because now I know I'm the old head.
Yeah.
Like my little cousins are gonna root for like SGA and like I'm gonna be like, what you know about Damian Lillard? They're gonna be like, who is this washed up? Who is he?
Yeah, it's so funny. Like our kids aren't gonna know who like LeBron James or Michael Jordan is.
Oh, they'll know. They'll know. Especially my kid. My kid will know who Michael is. Maybe not LeBron, but Michael.
Okay. No, I get what you're saying though. But like, yeah, it's crazy how much the 3-pointer has changed the NBA. And there's one team who's really responsible for that.
Golden State.
The Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry. I know they just lost to the Denver Nuggets last night, but they're still the number 6 seed. They've been playing really well since Jimmy Butler got there. But I gotta say this. I don't know how legit the Warriors are because you look at their schedule, they haven't really beaten anyone. Yeah, they took 2 out of 3 against Oklahoma City, but they haven't played the Thunder since January. They beat the Celtics once in Boston. Okay, fine. But that was back in, I want to say, hold on, let me make sure I got this right. That was, yeah, they beat the Celtics in Boston back in November. So, like, I don't know how much stock I can put into that. They got swept by us. You know,
Listen. This happens every year. Every year that Jimmy Butler throws a tantrum, he goes to a new team. He balls out for two and a half to 3.5 years. Then he complains again, and then he's on a flight, and then he balls out, and it's a cycle. So no, I'm not invested.
so like Denver right now, they're 2-0 against the Warriors, and they have one more meeting on April 4th. But you look at the standings right now, Golden State is actually the number 6 seed. So they would play Denver in the first round if the playoffs started today. I would pick Denver in that series. I know a lot of people would pick Golden State, though.
Oh, I would pick Denver. One reason. One man who wants to go home and race horse. He wants to race horse. His name is Nikola Jokic. Okay? This man does not care about the NBA. Doesn't care about press. Doesn't care about 20 and 20s. 30, 20 and 20, whatever it was. He doesn't care. He just is good at his job and he knows how to win.
Yep. Except the Nuggets got swept by the Washington Wizards this season. That's hilarious.
That is pretty funny.
Yes. I would favor the Nuggets as well, but not because of Jokic, because of the other half, Jamal Murray. Because when we've seen over the last couple postseasons, when Jamal Murray gets into the playoffs, he just takes his game up to another level. He hit what? Like 2 or 3 game winners against the Lakers?
3, I believe.
Okay.
I believe.
When the Nuggets went on their championship run, I understand why Nikola Jokic won Finals MVP. He was the best player in the conference finals against the Lakers and in the finals against Miami. So I'm not trying to take a shot at Nikola Jokic by any means. But I still say Jamal Murray was the key for the Denver Nuggets in their championship run.
See, guys. Listen, Boston. Sorry, Josh. Listen, Boston. Best player on the floor. Not Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, totally. But it's crazy how we wrote Golden State off after they lost Klay Thompson and Steph Curry is getting up there in age and Draymond's not what he once was. And yet here they are, like, you can't, still in playoff contention. You got Draymond saying, I know we're going to win a championship during All-Star Weekend, which was a total joke. Oh, God.
Draymond also knows LeBron James' bath schedule when he drinks wine and when he smokes cigars, okay? So, listen, Draymond, you need to shut your mouth, okay? Get back in the podcast studio. Go ahead. But you ain't winning nothing.
Hey, that's what Paul George is going to be doing because he's done for the year. Good Lord.
PG-13, no. PG ad read. That's what they're going to start calling him because he has that podcast. They have like 57 ad reads in the middle of them. So PG ad read now, not PG-13.
Yes. God, the Philadelphia 76ers are a disaster. But
Jesus.
Good Lord. You look at the Western Conference, it is going to be fascinating. Like, Oklahoma City is going to be the number 1 seed. They're up by 12 and a half games. But right now, the Houston Rockets are the number 2 seed. Denver is the 3 seed. The Lakers are the 4 seed. Memphis is the 5 seed. Golden State is the 6 seed. Then you got Minnesota, LA Clippers, Sacramento, and somehow, some way, the Dallas Mavericks are the 10 seed. Good Lord. But, but just based on the top 6, and I'll include the the Timberwolves and the Clippers. So the top 8, forget the Kings and the Mavericks. Just based on the top 8 alone, the Western Conference playoffs are going to be fascinating to watch.
If you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball. Ain't that what they say?
Yeah. Because think about some of these matchups as of right now. Houston against the Timberwolves.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That would be a fantastic series. We just talked about it. You got Oklahoma City against the Clippers. Okay, maybe. Okay,
no, that'll be a good one. That'll be a good one. Let me explain why. If the Claw plays,
yeah. The problem is, we don't know because
will he play? Probably not. Aha. Kawhi, stop laughing. Get in the rehab center and let's play some basketball.
Yeah. I think he's gonna play tonight, as far as I know, against us. But anyway, then you got Denver against Golden State. I think that's a 7-game series. I really do.
That's not a 7-game series, Josh. That is a 7-game movie. Okay. Cinema.
Yes, and then you got Lakers against Grizzlies. Oh God.
Oh yeah, John Moran's gonna be on it, bro. Let's go.
Yeah, that would seriously if we get all those matchups, OKC Clippers, that's gonna be a great series. Kawhi dependent. Houston, Minnesota, yes, please, thank you. That
just fun young basketball right there. That's what that is.
Nuggets, Warriors, and then Lakers, Grizzlies. That is must see all the way through. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about the Kings and the Mavericks. Those two can go play at the kids' table. And then you look at the Eastern Conference. As of right now, it'd be Cleveland against Orlando in the first round. Okay, that's a decent series. You got Boston, Atlanta. Fine. New York, Detroit. I think that.
Yeah, that's the series.
Yes. Whose team would be? Who is the better coach between two very mid coaches, JB Bickerstaff and Tom Thibodeau? Oh boy!
Well, we already know that Thibodeau is better. We already seen that.
Wait, I don't know if you can definitively say that. Like, have you heard about the issues the Knicks are having in terms of everything with Mikal Bridges and Tom Thibodeau? Yeah. You know about all that?
Yeah. That's a big question mark going into
that. It would just be a fantastic series because I would want New York to win that series so they can face Boston. I think the Celtics would win that series. However, New York would beat them up physically, which as a Cavs fan, I'd be all right with.
That's exactly what you want to see.
Yes. Bucks, Pacers, good Lord. It was a great series when they played each other last year.
Without Giannis. When Giannis went down, I was like, oh, this series is awful. Because didn't he go down against Indiana?
Yes.
I was like, oh, man, well, this series isn't fun. This series was more fun without Giannis.
Yeah. So I think these NBA playoffs are shaping up to be one of the best we've ever seen.
It's going to be, as Charles Barkley likes to say, must-see TV. Steve Nash and Chris Paul. But this time, ain't no Steve Nash and Chris Paul. It's just good basketball on the television.
Yes. I feel like the NBA, like I said earlier, I feel like the NBA wants Boston against the Lakers. I don't know how the NBA would feel about a Cleveland-Oklahoma City series.
They would hate it. They would hate it.
Yeah. Think about this for a second. we haven't had the NBA Finals go all the way to a Game 7 since it was us against Golden State. It's been that long in 2016.
Almost 10 years.
Yeah.
9 years. 9 years this summer.
Yeah, because 2017, that went 5. 2018, sweep. 2019, 6. 2020, 6. 2021, 6. 2022, 6. 2023, 5. And 2024 was 5. Like, we haven't had a Game 7 in the NBA Finals since 2016.
Greatest year of all time. Greatest year ever.
Yeah, especially if you were a Cavs fan and a Cubs fan, which I am.
Well, how about this, buddy? Screw your Cubs, okay? And if it wasn't for that rain delay, I'd be a World Series champion right now.
Hey, I will admit that. The rain delay definitely benefited the Cubs. That was one of the greatest Game 7s I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Whether you're a Cubs fan or an Indians fan or Guardians, I don't care. Even if Cleveland had won, I would have been okay with that. Because they are my favorite American League team. I'm not going to lie on that one, but I've been a Cubs
that hurt me, Josh. That night hurt me, pal. But
I've been a Cubs fan ever since I was little.
I will give you the benefit of the doubt. You guys came out of the rain delay. You did what you had to do. But when it comes down to it, the Indians are going to win a World Series before the Cubs win another one. I promise.
We shall see about that one. But hey, my all-time favorite Game 7, 2016 Cavs Warriors. I'm not even going to lie on that one.
That's right.
Cinema. We've gone completely off the rails here, but hey, that's kind of what we do. You know who else went off the rails? The whoever made the bracket. Because I'm sorry, how the hell did North Carolina get in to the tournament?
Because they're North Carolina. Because they are North Carolina. Not because the style of ball they play. Not because they play good ball. But because the name on the jersey says North Carolina.
Because, they only have one quality win on the season. I'll pull it up. I'm going to look up their schedule so I know I'm not talking out of my ass here. Sorry for dropping that, but I just want to make sure.
Josh knows his stuff. He knows college ball.
But let me double check. They played Duke in the ACC tournament without Cooper Flagg, and yet they still couldn't win. Let's see. They lost. Let's see. Who's their one good win against? Let's see. They lost to Kansas. They lost to Auburn. They lost to Michigan State. They lost to Alabama. They lost to Florida. They lost to Louisville. Who's their one good win against? I don't see a win that's oh my God, that's an amazing. Okay, they beat UCLA. Guess what?
Yeah.
Guess what? That game against UCLA was played in a neutral site. I look at this and I'm like, how? How did North Carolina get in?
I'm telling you, Josh, it's because the name on the jersey is North Carolina.
I thought March Madness was supposed to be about putting the best teams in the tournament. That's what I thought this was about.
That's what we thought about the college football playoffs when it was 4-team and Ohio State didn't make it, and it was who got in over. There was one. Florida State. Wasn't it Florida? Wasn't it who was it? FSU? Who was it?
I'm trying to remember. I still remember when they put Alabama in instead of Florida State, who went undefeated.
Yep, that's a good one. That's yeah. That's a
But
very good one. All this is for ratings because you hear North Carolina, people are sitting at the television. You hear Duke, people are sitting at the television. It doesn't matter who's on their team. Duke and Carolina are such a prestigious school that you could throw them in and you're going to make money.
by the way, I don't care what people say. I still think Duke Carolina is a top 10 rivalry in sports. I love it. I try to watch it every time it's on. I know that's a bit of a hot take, but I love it. It's one of the best. It's the best rivalry in college basketball, and I still say it's a top 10 rivalry in all of sports. But
Shout out my boy Christian Leitner.
yeah, Grant Hill, Shane Battier, Tyler Hansborough, Michael Jordan. Oh boy.
Yeah, a lot of legends there. A lot of
Yeah.
legends. So you could definitely say that.
Yes. But North Carolina is playing San Diego State. The winner goes on to face Ole Miss in the 6-11 matchup. But I look at some of the teams that got left out. You got West Virginia, who had a great season in their own right. Ohio State got left out. There's another big name. Indiana got left out. So I get what you're saying, that it's about the name in the front, but at the same time, like, you left out West Virginia, usually one of the top programs in college basketball. You left out Ohio State. You left out Indiana.
Which Ohio State, I can understand why you're leaving out, not because they are prominent for football. We don't produce basketball players. We produce football players. That's all. That's always what it's been. North Carolina has produced basketball players, serious ball players. For God's sake, they produced the GOAT.
Yes, they did. They produced the GOAT, Michael Jordan. Shannon Sharp. LeBron is not the GOAT. I get it. He has all these records and whatnot. They're like 1A, 1B. I get it. But for me, what puts Michael Jordan over LeBron, I know this is going to sound like a stupid reason, but when you think of Michael Jordan, you think of the Chicago Bulls right away. He basically only played for the Bulls. I know he came out of retirement and played a couple years with the Wizards. I don't care. He basically only played for the Chicago Bulls. You can't say that about LeBron.
The best version of LeBron wasn't even on the Cavs. It was on Miami.
And that's part of it, is like, when you think of LeBron, you don't definitively think of just one team. You can think of him with the Cavs. You can think of him with the Lakers, Miami. Again, that might be a stupid reason, but I'm going with it because
you're right. But back to college ball, there it is. It's NC plastered across. They love it. They're rich. I don't agree with it.
No, but I don't agree with it either.
But you know what? Maybe they'll get smoked tonight. You think they'll get smoked tonight?
Nah, it's North Carolina. They'll beat San Diego State, but then I think they'll lose to Ole Miss, and then it'll be for nothing. But
just get them out of here as quick as they can.
Yes. Hey, that brings us to Final Four and National Championship. I'll give you this. I'm not sure. Auburn has lost 3 of their last 4 games. I don't know if Auburn's going to make it past the second weekend of the tournament. I'm not sure. I'm really not.
I don't know, because like I said, this is the only time I really pay attention to college hoops, right? So, like, for me, you go in, obviously I know about Cooper Flag and I know about Auburn and how good they've been, but that's really all I know, right? You know what the media tells you, unless you're invested in it. You're invested in college basketball. But I love the tournament. I think the tournament's the coolest thing in sports. I think it's better than the NBA Finals. I think it's sweet. 64 teams battling out for almost for 3 to 4 weeks. It's awesome. So
Yeah.
like for me, I think one of my brackets, I had Florida winning it all.
That's probably who I'm going with. Although the Gators seem to be the popular pick, so that does scare me a little bit.
Right. I do multiple brackets, so of course, but this is like my main one, the one I'm taking the most seriously. I had Florida winning, and I had who did I have? Let me see if I could pull that up. If I close this, will it kick me out of here?
It did kick him out, so hopefully Jalen will be back in a flash. But as of right now, oh, there he is.
I am back, boys. Boys, if I close it, it kicks me out. So I can't even look at my bracket. But I know I had let's see, I had Michigan State going pretty far. I think I had them in the Final Four. Who else did I have in there?
It's hard because I kind of want to wait to fill out my bracket until playing games are done. But the problem with that though is the tournament starts on Thursday. And the last playing games are on Wednesday night. So that gives me like no time.
You literally have to, right as the playing games end, you have to do your bracket.
Yeah, exactly. I will tell you this though. In all my brackets that I'm going to do, there's one upset that I'm going to stick with.
Go ahead and tell them, Josh.
The Akron Zips are going to defeat the Arizona Wildcats. As of right now, Jalen, you asked me about this before we started. Who's my Cinderella going to be? The Akron Zips.
Listen, I don't hate that. Listen, shock the world, boys. Let's do it. Let's get a Cinderella run in Ohio. That'd be sweet.
We've seen it. The Ohio Bobcats did it years ago.
Oh, yeah.
We saw it with Florida Atlantic when they reached the Final Four a couple years ago. We've seen it with other teams also, like St. Peter's when they made it to like the Elite Eight or something, but fell to, I think it was North Carolina.
Yep.
Oakland did it last year. So you just never know with March Madness.
Our boy DJ Burns.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
That's right.
legendary.
NC State as an 11 seed.
Listen, that's what's so beautiful about March. Whether you follow college hoops or you don't matter if you're 1 or 16. It's one game. It's two halves.
Yeah.
Look, man, if you fight, you can knock off anybody on any given night, and that is why. Females, listen up. Anybody with a boyfriend that's listening to this, or anyone with a girlfriend that's listening to this, text your significant other. Tell them you're MIA for the next couple weeks. Tell your boss you ain't coming in tomorrow or Thursday at 12:15 p.m. Get your 4 TVs going. Call in to whatever pizza spot you like. Get some wings going. Get a large pizza and just bum it all day. Yeah. Basketball till you throw up.
So I want to make sure I get this right. The first game that kicks everything off on Thursday is that Creighton Louisville game, which I think that's going to be a fantastic matchup. Winner of that will play Auburn, most likely, because I don't see Auburn losing to whoever. I don't even remember who Auburn's playing. Some 16 seed. Who is Auburn playing? I forget. Shoot.
Don't say that, Josh. The 16 will upset him if you keep talking like that.
That's true. We've had it happen twice. Oh, Auburn. We don't know who Auburn is playing yet.
Yeah, we find that out tonight.
Yeah.
So wait. So is it? It's North Carolina tonight, and if they, I would be surprised if they lose. But let me just tell you this: you're the first person I'm texting if they lose. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah, North Carolina plays San Diego State tonight.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to do the podcast a little early, folks, because we got basketball to watch.
Yeah. And we also have other games happening. Like Kent State is playing St. Bonaventure in the in the NIT, but I don't think anybody really cares about the NIT, to be honest with you.
No.
But
We're here for the playing games and playing games only, and then Thursday, it's madness, baby.
Yep. I'm gonna have to figure out which games to DVR and whatnot. So I don't go crazy.
Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna set up one TV. You're gonna have it on your phone. You're gonna have it on another TV, and you'll be set. You'll be good.
Yes, except I'll be at school all day because I'm an assistant PE teacher and I'm at school all day doing gym classes.
Listen. Do you think when I was in school that I paid attention? Absolutely. During March, funny story time with Jalen here. One time I had a really important test that I had to study for, but it was also the first day of March Madness. So, I'm not going to study. And I ended up bombing that test because I was watching March Madness instead of studying. Not a prime example of what you should do, kids, but hey, man, it's March. But yeah, you have gym classes. You're going to have to DVR for every game from like 12 to 6.
Yeah, I probably will. I appreciate that, Grandizer. But hey, you mentioned it, so this was another unplanned topic coming at you. Yeah, John Cena cut his first promo since he turned heel, and was it awesome? Yes, but it's the classic, audience. It's your fault that this happened.
But listen, I get it though. I get it. I don't mean to cut you off, but listen to my perspective, and then I'll let you have the floor. I get it though. We're expecting some drastic heel change. That's not what we're getting. Because Cena's not Vince McMahon's puppet. He's not our puppet. He's not Paul Levesque's puppet. He's John Bartholomew Cena. Okay, he's a man. He's a human being. He's a human being.
I like that he said that in his promo last night. I'm not a babyface. I'm not a heel. I'm a human being. I like that he did that. I'll tell you this. I gotta be honest. Of all the programs we have going into WrestleMania, am I interested in Cody Cena? Yes, but it's not the feud I'm most excited about. The feud I am by far and away the most excited about, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton. That it is just so good. I've been invested in this whole program since the beginning when it was the three of them, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Cody Rhodes. I've loved it. Kevin Owens' heel turn has been awesome. I think he should have won the title against Cody, but hey, that's not what they did. If it were up to me, I would have done a triple threat in the main event of night 2 of WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens as the champion, and Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. Would have been absolute
That's
cinema.
new. That is new. I like that. But listen, I'm not even invested for that. I'm invested for Punk, Rollins, and Reigns.
Oh, good Lord. As much as I dislike CM Punk, that has to be the night one main event. It has to be.
No, it's gonna be Jey Uso.
Which, by the way, I correctly predicted that Jey Uso was going to win the Royal Rumble. I did.
You actually did. There was video proof of this. You did.
Yes, there is video proof of this. I did. Man, I'll tell you what, the two triple threats that we're probably getting, Roman Punk, Rollins, that's going to be awesome. But man, good Lord, I love the way they are doing this with Rhea, Io, and Bianca. Oh God, it has just been awesome.
I love that Io's the underdog story, and I'm fully invested in Io. Okay, I mean, fully invested.
I love that they're giving us a taste of what Rhea versus Bianca is going to be, and Io is no slouch. Honestly, I think Bianca's walking out of Mania as the champion, but I'm not sure. I'm really not.
I'm pulling for Io. I might be the only one, but man, I love Io.
Oh, I don't fault you for that. I love Io Sky also. But man, if Bianca wins the title and turns heel, good God. I'd love to see her as a heel. I think
and then we get Jade and Bianca.
Yep.
Okay, I see where you're going here. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. I thought we were gonna do Roxy versus Bailey at Mania, but it doesn't. I don't know if that's the story anymore. Because
there's a lot of question marks for this Mania, and I like it.
Yes. The Intercontinental Championship is kind of up in the air. I think that's going to be a multi-man match.
It's going to be Penta, Braun Breaker, Finn Balor.
No, not AJ Styles. I think AJ and Logan.
Yeah.
They're going to have a singles match at Mania, I think.
Yeah, did I put AJ in there? I didn't mean to put AJ in there.
Oh.
It's going to be AJ and Logan Paul. And then for IC, it's going to be Finn, Braun, and Penta.
I don't know. I don't think they're going to do 3 triple threat matches. I think Dom is going to be put into the IC title match also. And it'll be a fatal 4-way.
Oh, and then Dom screws Balor, or Balor screws Dom, however you want to do it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotta love professional wrestling, guys.
Yep. I also can't wait for this Damian Priest Drew McIntyre match. I think that's gonna be awesome.
That's gonna be really good.
Yeah.
There's not a lot I'm hating on this card. That's the thing. There's a lot of question marks, but all the question marks have good results.
I really hope that Roxy, because I'm a huge fan of Roxanne Perez, I really want her on this WrestleMania. I really do.
I love Roxy too. I agree.
I know I just said I don't think they're going to do 3 triple threat matches, but I would love to see for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, because I think Lyra's going to beat Raquel. I think I would love to see it be Lyra versus Bailey versus Roxanne in a triple threat for the Intercontinental Championship.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. But I don't really got anything else. You?
No, we just went out for an hour 20. A lot of this was like off the rails, but that's what you get when I'm the co-host and when Brandon's not here. We just go off the rails. So thank you guys for letting me rant. And
the funny thing is the rundown was set up for 56 minutes. But we're going to get going because I know you want to go watch the play-in games. And I also need to fill out my bracket because, well, that's a thing. So, yeah. So for Jalen, I'm Unger. Brandon should be back next week. There's going to be a lot to talk about again, I have a feeling. So we'll see you next time.
I'm coming for your job, Brandon.
Yeah, you clearly are, Jalen. You clearly are.